Back on HQ, presented by AT&T, where the work is the work. 32 franchises trying to take the requisite steps forward one day at a time, and our training camp tour continues in Sin City. That's where we find the two-time Super Bowl champ, my running mates on these Sundays soon to come. Bryant McFadden, great to be with you as always. He's got the keys to the building at Allegiant Stadium, so we're going to keep him for one more. Mac, it's an interesting franchise and a tough division, but I want to start at the top. The new leader at the helm, however many years young, Pete Carroll, always approaches these practices with the same sort of intensity he approaches game day. Does he still have that same fire? Did you see that today?
Oh, no question. The fire is burning in Pete Carroll's belly. The energy was felt when he came out on the football field. He came out running. He came out talking. He came out wrestling people, throwing the football. And this has been Pete Carroll MO since day one in becoming the head coach here for the Las Vegas Raiders. The players that I spoke to, that's the first thing they echoed, Joe. Man, Pete Carroll's energy. And guess what that does? With knowing Pete Carroll is in his 70s, when you see him vibrant and energetic, it makes everyone else in the building feel the same way. Even if you're going through a bit of a difficult time physically or mentally, when you see your head coach who is in his 70s just showcasing that type of energy, you got to follow suit as well. And clearly they're buying into everything that Pete Carroll is currently selling here in Vegas.
Yeah, it's a joy for the game. That zeal that brought him back to a position like this to try and do something special with this football team. An elder statesman as the head coach, a veteran quarterback, but so much of this offensive production is going to rely on some young guns, sophomores and freshmen. Talk to me about Ashton Genty and the workload he's going to have to carry for this offense that's a little bit thin on the outside, if we're speaking frankly.
Well, I got a chance to watch Ashton today in this simulated game scenario for the Raiders, and the smoothness is the first thing that I notice about Ashton, just how smooth he is. He's a natural runner of the football, the contact balance, and they're going to feed him. He's going to get opportunities. And the thing I love about Ashton Genty, from what I witnessed today, Joe, they're utilizing him in the passing game as well. We didn't see him catch a lot of passes throughout his collegiate career there at Boise, but what I'm seeing here with this Raiders offense under Chip Kelly, they're going to get him the football in the passing game because they believe in getting the football to their playmakers, and clearly he's one of the best playmakers on their offense.
Yeah, was out west. It's a different type of west. We're going to get to the division here in a second, but we also have to talk about the signal caller because there's change there as well. Geno Smith taking the reins for this new look offense, and we have so much tape on Geno in Seattle with a two-headed monster in the backfield, some big targets on the outside. How much do you think that this Pete Carroll-Geno Smith marriage is going to mirror what we've seen before, and how much will be new for the quarterback?
Well, this is a different scenario, I think, based on the personnel that you alluded to, Joe, that Geno was a part of in Seattle. He had two high-level wide receivers, in my opinion. You know, wide receiver one in DK Metcalf. You talked about having Tyler Lockett, and then Jackson Smith-Njigba came into the fold as well. Another playmaker. He don't have this. They're not in terms of quantity. They don't have that at the wide receiver position. But what they do have is a legit high-level tight end prospect in Brock Bowers. And when I watched Geno today, last time I counted, I think he threw 3 touchdowns. 2 of those touchdowns went to Brock Bowers. So he's already featuring his tight end in the offense, especially in the red zone. And Geno just needs to continue to be super efficient. You see there on his graphics from what he did a year ago, completed 70% of his passes. I mean, he was under the radar, very, very good. The one area of concern for Geno a year ago was 15 interceptions that he threw. That was the second highest total throughout his professional career. So what they need from Geno this season with the Raiders, very, very efficient football, but being smart with the football as well. And in any critical moment, find number 89, throw the football to number 89, and guess what 89 will do? He's going to catch it, and I saw him catch a lot of passes from Geno Smith today, including 2 touchdowns. That's also a fantasy nugget for all you fantasy owners out there. Brock Bowers will be him at the tight end position in your fantasy draft.
Yeah, he's going to be off the board, if not tight end 1, maybe tight end 2 or 3, depending on how your league looks at it. But I want to go one layer deeper here on Bowers, because 2 seasons ago, we saw Sam Laporta pop as a rookie. Bowers to a different level, shattered some records a year ago. Sophomore campaign for Laporta, not a step back, but not the production we expected. What are your expectations for Bowers, and where does he, in your eyes, stack up amongst the best tight ends in the league?
My expectation for Brock Bowers is another high-level year. I easily see him getting, at least at the bare minimum, Joe, 1,000 yards receiving. We saw him go for 1,194 a year ago with up-and-down quarterback play. So one would think with more stability at the quarterback position, that should actually help Brock Bowers' numbers in year 2. And the difference between Sam Laporta and Brock Bowers, when you look at the offense they have there in Detroit, there are so many high-level players Jared Goff has to get the football to. You look at J-Mo, you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have a lot of dudes. They don't have the same problem, I guess to say, in this offense right now as we see it today. So that actually should help Brock Bowers in terms of the opportunities. And if I had to rank my top 5 tight ends for this upcoming season based on what we saw from 2024, I'm starting with Brock Bowers as my number 1. When you look at what he did, he was the most consistent tight end. He was the best playmaking tight end a year ago in year 1. And like I said, it wasn't the best quarterbacking situation for him, but he still delivered numbers. So I think what we saw in year 1 for Brock Bowers definitely should be expected, but a little more consistency because they should have better consistency at the quarterback position.
Our guy Jamie Eisenberg likes to talk target share. The target share is going to be there because of the personnel or lack thereof on this Raiders offense. One more for you here, Mac, because you saw a simulated game on Saturday. It's going to be no simulation once September rolls around, and this is the best coaching division the game maybe has ever seen. When you look at these Raiders, and we look at these odds, 12-1, far and beyond the 4th favorites to win the AFC West. So maybe let's not approach it from that standpoint, because you got to play the Chiefs twice. You got to play year 2 Harbaugh twice. You got to play this Broncos defense twice. What is their role within this division in your eyes?
Well, they got to try to play spoiler, because when you look at the odds there on your graphic, I have no issue with the Raiders being plus 1,200 to win the AFC West because of the coaching, resumes that's in this division, along with the quarterbacking resumes as well. And oh, by the way, we have a lot of respect for Pete Carroll, but he was away from the game for a year, along with the new regime that he's implementing here. How long will it take for us to see the type of high-level play they would love to have here in Las Vegas? But when you look at the other teams, they're off and running. They've already involved in the race right now because of the coaching already being in play with Coach Harbaugh with the Chargers. The same can be said with another year with Sean Payton and his quarterback in Bo Nix. And, of course, the cream of the crop is the Kansas City Chiefs led by Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes. So I have no issue with that graphic. I think most importantly for the Raiders, they want to be more competitive than what we didn't see a year ago, and they want to fight for 4 quarters. I don't expect to see a quick turnaround in terms of being a bottom dweller type of team to instantly competing for a playoffs. But one thing I do expect to see is high energy and competitive play, something that they did not see a lot of in 2024.
My guy B-Mac's in Vegas so often, he's just a couple days shy of filing taxes in the great state. Mac, go get you some of that duck et al, all right? On me.
No question.
That's our guy Bryant McFadden. He's going to be here each and every Sunday breaking down all of the action. The countdown is on as we are inching that much closer to the NFL on CBS. It returns in full swing for season 66 on Sunday, September 7th.